Hi, I'm Mrs. Prosser, and I wanted to introduce myself. Most of your students did not have me last semester, though a few did, and I thought I would tell you a little bit about me and about my class. So to get started, my background is that I went to UCLA. I started as an electrical engineering major. I ended up switching to English and creative writing, but I still loved technology, and I worked as a computer technician repairing computers for 3 years at UCLA. So then I decided I wanted to be a teacher, and I went to Stanford for graduate school and got my master's in education. And then after that, I went right into teaching. I taught ninth grade technology courses for 7 years. And then for a while, for a few years, I tried out teaching teachers and then realized teachers are not as fun to teach as students. So I ended up returning to teach students, and now I'm back in middle school, which honestly feels a lot like my ninth grade classes. I've been teaching here at John Muir for 3 years, and I love my job, and I love working with your students and getting to know them even over Zoom and Google Meet. It's still nice to teach kids. So aside from that, I teach yearbook, digital media, coding, and computers. So quite a few different things, but they all have a lot of similarities. We focus on projects in all of the classes, so there's not a lot of tests. It's really project-based, which means students, when they're not doing their projects, that's when their grades really drop. So I would recommend that you check Google Classroom regularly. Aries is great too, but Google Classroom has a lot of assignments that don't get posted in Aries because I don't grade everything. I have students do a lot of practice assignments and then lead up to a project, and then that project is the main grade. So you can see if your child is on track by checking in Google Classroom to see if they have missing assignments there. Aside from that, besides keeping up with your student in Google Classroom and Aries, if you notice that your student's struggling or missing assignments, they are always welcome to stay during asynchronous time. So, if they have a low grade on something or just are missing things or they say they're confused, I am always happy to work with them during asynchronous time. Some of my asynchronous times, I have students stay the whole time and ask questions, and we go through old projects or whatever they need to work on. And so there's asynchronous time every day that I teach them after class. And then I also have office hours on Fridays from 10:30 to 11:30. So please have them come for office hours as well if they need extra help. And a lot of students already come, which is great, but some of my students that need to come the most don't come. So hopefully today during our little digital open house, you will get an idea of how your child's doing, what some of their strengths are, what things they're working on, and then you can kind of guide them as to what they can do to improve and how you might be able to support them. If their grades are low or they're struggling with different things, make sure they're coming to class on time. Make sure they come to office hours and stay for asynchronous. Those are all things they can do to get extra help. They can also always email me, and you are welcome to email me. My email is Amy Prosser, AMYPROSSER, at burbankusd.org. You can also contact the school. I'm usually in my classroom, although some days I work from home. And if you call the school, they can transfer you to my room. And I'm always happy to talk to you that way as well. And if I can't answer right then, I can always call you back, no problem. So that's about it for this. The rest of this weird open house, the students will be going through, reflecting on their progress, how they're doing, what their strengths and weaknesses are. And they'll be talking to you about that and also writing down their response, basically. And then they'll check their grades with you. reflect on that, and then share projects. So that's what the rest of open house looks like. And this, for my class, is worth a grade, just doing this and spending the time with their parents and reflecting on all of this. So thank you so much for joining us digitally, and I hope you have fun with this kind of different open house.